Doing well at tournaments? No thanks, I don't like that at all.
Hello and welcome everybody to yet another episode of the Response on Play podcast. We're here in, I think it's Las Vegas. This place behind me looks familiar, but I don't think we're actually in Vegas. But besides that, we got a pretty exciting thing to talk about today. But before we even get to that, I'm Andrew, and I'm joined by
Jake, UVS cares not where the deck list flows, only that it flows.
what does that even mean?
And Bryan, yeah, I don't think we're in Vegas.
I don't think we're in Vegas anymore. Also, so I don't have to just think about whatever Jake said because I don't understand what it means. We got the Las Vegas regional coming up in a couple weeks from time of recording. So it's very exciting, especially with the Titan of Terror errata that we got the beginning of this month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very interesting ideas.
The Titan of Terror? Never heard of
Yeah. Never heard of it, huh? Man, that rock must be very comfy.
It's so warm.
Todd can't hurt me under this rock.
I'm just saying, for those at home, who is Titan of Terror?
So Titan of Terror, Godzilla, Titan of Terror, is one of the characters that is in the Godzilla Reign of Kaiju booster set, and was kind of tearing things up in the format. In Chicago, we had the top percentages of the event. I think about half, if not more than half, was Titan of Terror.
I believe it was 9 of 16, which is slightly more than half.
Yes. So kind of ran that event, so to speak. There was a couple cool characters that we got to see, which we'll talk about that more so later on in the episode. But Titan of Terror pretty much just was an aggressive deck, and with his form on his face, being able to just play any 5 difficulty card for free before the errata was a lot of value. It was so strong, a lot of value, and there wasn't a whole lot of counterplay to that. You just kind of had to sit there, watch your opponent do it, and you just kind of sat there. And it's like, okay, yeah, this is fun, interactive gameplay. With this errata that happened, and for those that are unaware of what the errata is, the errata changes the form to be a first form, but also not. You have to make a check for it. It used to be you just put it in, you just play it. You don't have to check for it, and it wasn't a first form. It was just a regular form, so you could do it at the end of your attack strings, or at the end of just a build turn, just sling an attack and just go about it. But now you can't do that. It has to be the first thing you do, and you have to check for it.
So you're saying you could just set it and forget it?
Pretty much.
Now you can't.
Yeah, now you can't. Now you actually have to, try.
You set it and remember it.
Yeah. So I think with this errata, you're more than likely not going to see Tot anymore.
And that's
it's very unlikely, unless you're just probably. We're not sure. That's what we're really here to talk about.
Exactly. We have Vegas coming up, and with Vegas, we have the round 2 LCs that has been going on.
And
gambling, because look at the casino behind us. But we have a few LCs in this current round 2, leading up to the Las Vegas regional, and kind of want to talk about, with Tot more or less being out of the limelight, what other characters could potentially rise up to take the spot from him. I know we talked about it a little bit in previous episodes that it could be Reiner 3, because Reiner 3 won Chicago, beat Titan of Terror. So I think a lot of people have eyes on him, but wanted to look at some of these LCs to see what other characters could come out on top. And the first LC we're going to be looking at is the round 2 LC at Boar's Hat Gaming,
which I believe was excuse me, which I believe was streamed by Tam, and I think maybe Brody was doing it as well.
Are they streaming it? I missed that.
I believe they streamed it when it was going on, but I'm not 100% on that. The comments will tell me I was wrong if I'm wrong.
Yeah, because you're not a knower.
I'm just like a partial knower. I know they streamed a local champ, and I'm pretty sure it's this one.
Well, if they did, awesome. Shout outs. But looking at the roster here for the top 4, we have Jake Hyatt with Rodan, Mike M with Annie 2. I keep
Awakened finale.
yes, I want to keep saying Annie 3, but there's only 2 Annies.
Yeah, we didn't get a first Annie.
We have a Titan of Terror in this, which
Still
is
in
very
here.
interesting to see. Yeah. And then we have King Ghidorah, 3-headed monster. But with this LC, Annie actually ended up taking the event, which was kind of surprising. Although, if I remember right, this player has been playing Annie 2 for a while and even made
diehards for it.
I believe they even made top 16 in Chicago, if it's the same player that I'm thinking of.
I'm not 100% on that. I think you're right. I'm deferring that you're right, but I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I only have the initial here, and I actually can't remember if the Top Cut streams had his last name in like the overview, like on the HUD. But I remember seeing Annie 2. I want to say Annie played against Calvin Tahan, who was on Titan of Terror. I want to say that is right, but don't quote me on that because I'm definitely not a knower. But it's very interesting to see Annie 2 winning an LC because, I mean, when this Annie was making the rounds, I think James was pretty high on this character, thinking that she had the potential.
About Annie finale.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, with some of the backups and stuff in the game, like she's got potential. But again, she is also, I believe this Annie is a 7-hander here.
Yeah, she's a 7-hand size. She's
20 health?
21 health, I think.
21 health, yeah. 7-hander, 21 health.
And then has the whole thing with stealing momentum and then flipping and then spending that momentum to get +2 to her check and either +3 or -3 damage, and does her best Godzilla impression at that point.
Yeah, pretty much it's just 7-hander Godzilla, which I think some people have kind of looked at this Annie being such. I don't think this is necessarily wrong, but it's not quite the same thing, considering the major difference is the health total. But
yeah, but minusing the damage means she gets to pretend she's a much higher health character than.
I mean, that's true. Also, check hacking, pretty great.
Plus check hacking.
But I mean, seeing Rodan here isn't really like too surprising. I think Rodan has been good and relevant pretty much since those decks came out. And on that Rodan deck is Jake Hyatt, who is well known to play Rodan. Again, we have River on Godzilla Titan of Terror, which I'm surprised to see Titan of Terror in this first LC that we're looking at, just because, like we were just saying, Todd's probably just not going to make any major headway with his errata, but you could still prove people wrong, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder if there's also like an idea that, because I know he played Titan of Terror in Chicago and did pretty well.
Yes, I think he made top 16.
He did for sure make top 16. I believe he made top 8. But I don't.
That sounds right.
Final posting. But I'm wondering if there could be just a little bit of that was only about a month ago. Maybe he hasn't decided to try anything else yet. Maybe he was just seeing if it still had the sauce, if he needed to make something else work.
Well, and that's also the thing is like just because the character was changed, getting to play something from your drop, even if you have to check for it, doesn't make it bad. Like being able to play something that's very good over and over again, even if you don't have access to it, or if you end up in one of those attacks where you can spend it as momentum or do whatever, and play it again. Because think about having access to like Attack Titan's Haymaker over and over and over again every single turn.
For sure.
Like I can guarantee I'm gonna play at least one stun 2 that is kind of hard, that is kind of annoying to block. And if I don't think you can block it, I'm gonna ramp it out. Plus gaining the power tokens, because there is just a point where, because you're guaranteed to have access to that at least one extra attack, you can poke every turn without ruining your hand setup. And that might even be, what he was thinking about going towards, because yes, Titan of Terror isn't as strong as he was, but I mean, Titan of Terror pre-errata was insane.
I agree.
Yes, insanely.
Very strong. Way stronger than it should have been.
Too free.
I also pretty much agree with your point, like you were saying. If this had been what Titan of Terror had said just coming out, we would have just been like, yeah, sure, that seems good. Like, it's a 7-hander. You're a 6-hander +1 every time on your turn.
Exactly.
You get to do the cool thing. And I do think, like, there is some merit to that where, hey, this is still pretty good. It does mean, like, certain attacks don't feel as good. Like, obviously, things like this one of Armor the Wolf, you're not trying to drop Armor of the Wolf as your first card, necessarily. You want to maybe have it be your second or third one and get to do all the things that Armor the Wolf does.
Sure.
But no, for sure, like, it's still a good game plan. Still opening with, like, Destructive Heat Wave.
Heat Wave? Oh, shit.
I stumbled over my word a little bit, man. Like,
I'm sorry. It's just, I had to. It was right there.
Shin Hashogeki is a great opener.
Shin Hashogeki has just been proving to be...
That's so cool.
To prove to be a really great card. Yeah, it's a good card.
It's a card that exists.
Especially with power tokens. Like, it's just a free 2 damage to trigger the response on Shin Hashogeki. So if you play power tokens reliably and can amass, like, a huge group of them, then Shin Hashogeki is just going to commit their board and be for, like, 1 billion.
That's true. So true.
So true. The other list here that we have is King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah 2, the 3-headed monster, the 5-hander. This is a character I think we'll see a bit of a glow up with TOTS errata, because we've seen this character a great deal. I don't think any topped in Chicago, but there's definitely the sauce there. A lot of people have been playing with this character, especially in the round 1 LCs. This King Ghidorah has been making headway, making the rounds in the higher cuts of those LCs. So I think this King Ghidorah has the means to try to be the top dog.
For sure. I think the new King Ghidorah is solid. It has a lot of really good, like, card viewing, like the cycling effect that they get to do. As long as they don't go too crazy, just lets them see what they need to see and just try and win before the first cycle.
Yeah, you also just need to be careful of when to use the head counters, because you only get 3. Just like King Ghidorah 1, you have the 3 head counters, but this King Ghidorah uses them a bit differently than the first version, to reduce the damage of the attack to 3. So you have to, like, kind of be careful and pick when is the good time to use the head counter, which is, I don't know if I'd say, like, the most difficult part for the character. I think there's an argument for that to be the case, but
when to use the head counter and when to go digging and figure out the turn that you're supposed to just try and win it all are, like, the big knowledge points of that character.
Jake, is there anything to add that you would like to add for Ghidorah 2?
No, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it is a character.
All right, well said.
Yeah, I was literally just going to touch on the skill expression of, like, when to use the counter.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just the big thing with the character.
I think it's one of the most important things, probably.
Yeah, I would say if you're going to use, if you're going to use the counter, it should be at an important pivotal point, because otherwise you're just wasting your counter, right? So
true. I don't remember if I mentioned this when we first started talking about the LC, but Mike on Annie won the LC, if I'm looking at this correctly. So, I mean, that's pretty exciting for me to see. A 7-hander winning an event, that's great. I mean, it's not impossible, but...
Not impossible, it's just impossible.
Yeah, Mike beat Cole. So, Mike beat the King Ghidorah.
Yep.
King Ghidorah beat Jake Hyatt. So, beat the Logan.
Yes.
And then Mike beat River on Titan.
Yep.
To get to that final match to win that one too. All of these matches were 2-1, so they all went to round 3 and went through. So that's
Pretty crazy.
That's pretty good.
I mean, I would say so. What is that? 2 7-handers and a 6-hander and 5-hander? Just saying 7-handers are dope.
All that see way more cards than 7.
Yeah, just, with the trade-off that they die to a Swift Breeze.
Well, no, I just meant the 2 the 6-hander and the 5-hander to see more cards than their printed hand size.
Oh, I see, yeah. But moving on to the next LC that we had at Valkyrie's Vault, we had...
This was a bigger one, too.
Yes, I don't think I highlighted that in the previous LC. We had 4 people, I believe.
Yeah, it was 4 in the top 4, so it was a 16-man tournament at Boar's Hat. So it was a top 4 cut. And then the Valkyrie's Vault was a 19-man event, so has a top 8 bracket.
And looking at that, we actually had good old Disaster Dan with taking the win with Biolante.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
It is actually very cool because I think this character has access to a lot of cool stuff with having the Earth and Life symbols, which there's a lot of funny things you can do with those 2 symbols. You also get to play Cammy, and Cammy is like one of my favorite cards in this game. Any character that can utilize Cammy, they're great. They're awesome. So seeing Cammy in this list is very exciting to me. Also, just seeing Biolante in any sort of like competitive setting is very interesting and exciting. So props to Disaster Dan for winning the LC with Biolante.
Yeah, great job for them. Congratulations.
So let's look at his list.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, he's playing Potemkin Buster.
Which I love that.
300's ally. He's playing military ship. Also playing referee jury.
Yeah,
I mean, no, that card is great.
I believe he's on. It's hard to tell because it didn't tell us. I believe he's on.
I think they're on Earth because they have fear.
Earth. Yeah,
I was say Earth because Fearsome Transformation has.
Yes,
Earth.
I agree. It should be Earth. Yeah, because there's split body control as well.
And then Shobajan's message.
But still getting to play like Ray Fillet.
Yep. Getting Ray Fillet, getting Cammy's on Earth, so he gets that regardless.
Acidic Sludge.
So now that card is actually gas. That card is so cool.
Andrew, you want to read that card out loud for us?
Acidic Sludge? I would love to read Acidic Sludge. The new card entering the Church of Sludge.
Church of Sludge. Church of Sludge.
Acidic Sludge is a 4 difficulty, 3-check attack. It's a 4 low for 4 with a 2 high block. With Deflect 4 and Slam. With Blitz, your rival adds the top card of their deck to the card pool face down. As well as another Blitz to spend a momentum and add 2 cards from your discard pile to the top of your deck in any order. And this attack gets 2 damage. So this card not only gets to stuff your rival's card pool, making it harder for them to block for the rest of the turn. So this is a pretty decent opener. You can also spend a momentum to grab 2 cards from your discard pile to make your checks good. You can set up an attack on top, and if you have a draw, you just get to pick it up, which we saw in Dan's list with Fearsome. You just say, hey, I'm going to put this attack on top. I'm going to put this really good check here, the attack on top. I'm going to Fearsome to draw it. So now you know I'm going to be able to sling this attack at you. And if you have multiple momentum and you have multiple sludges, then this is just going to go crazy. This card is just so sick.
There's also, I mean, like you were saying, you could also go, oh, I don't have Fearsome, but let's say I have some other card. Maybe I have an attack that draws, which it doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like he's running one.
Yeah, I don't see a draw in the attacks.
But I do know that there are.
Oh, there's Shoulder Toss.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you're right. It has the ability to draw on it. So you could also put your good check there and then draw following that, since you don't have Fearsome available to you at the time. Like, depending. Yep.
Agreed.
So there's a lot of really cool effects that can go on there. It also lets you rebuild little things, like if you just like, I really need my weapon clash. I really need my Shobin's message, putting it on top, picking it up, and then getting to build it later. It enables just a lot of things. And also, I was going to say, sorry.
No, you're good.
Disaster Dan is running it. 2 people in the previous event were running it. And I'm curious, I haven't looked at every list in this one. I'm curious if just Acidic Sludge is just like in a lot of these lists for every character that could run it.
That is a good point. I mean, Acidic Sludge is, it's Hedora's attack. I think there's Earth, Water, I think Death, I think it's the third symbol.
Death, Earth, Water. It's Bui symbols.
I was about to say, I think that is literally one-to-one Bui symbols.
That is.
We gets to play this on any of his symbols. Shut up.
We gets to play this and gets to be messed up. He gives it 1,000,000 damage. It totally will be a thing we'll see.
Yeah. And then the normalcy doesn't exist. It can't hurt you.
That's true. It can't hurt you. I do think that's it's interesting because I'm like, we didn't really see that. Like, you saw it a little bit, but because Titan of Terror doesn't want it, you didn't really see it. And now I'm like, well, I think this card's really cool, and I think everybody else, I don't think anybody was like, oh, this card's not going to be good. There were just more efficient things to do, and now that there's not more efficient things to do, I'm curious in how many lists it's going to be in once we get through all of these LCs.
Yeah, I'm actually, it is funny that you mentioned that, because I'm kind of surprised that we're not seeing more Acidic Sludge, because I think that card is gas. The card is so cool.
Too many people are on, at least on one of those symbols. Or sorry, 2 of those symbols.
Earth and Death.
I was going to say, actually, Earth and Water, you could just be doing the 5 diff package, and then you're definitely not running it.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, because if you're running the 5 diff package, then you're also probably running City Rampage if you can reliably get momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's a fair point.
I think that's the only thing holding it back right now from being a really wild card as far as how much play it's seeing on its symbols.
I think it's a good card. I don't think it goes in everything. So it really depends on what you're trying to accomplish with it.
Yeah, it's not exactly a fit in any every strategy, in every deck. You have to be able to do something with the stack checks, be able to have consistent draw, consistent momentum generation to really make this card work. But also at the end of the day, if you don't play it, you're just keeping it. I mean, it does have Deflect 4, so you can just Deflect 4 to mitigate damage. So there is that. But I still think it applies that if you have the means to play this attack, you should. But you probably are going to be playing a character that can't really utilize this. But before we move on to the other LC, I did want to highlight one specific list that I thought was very interesting to me, because we have a couple characters from the previous LC. We have King Ghidorah 2, we had Tot, and Guirus wasn't in the previous LC, but it was pretty interesting to see him here. But the list I want to point out and highlight is Sasha Blouse Food Fanatic from the second AOT set. I actually played this character myself. I think 2024 Nats, I believe. So a little while ago. But I think this character was so cool whenever I picked her up and played her. So cool. And just looking at the list, all these attacks make sense. Walk the Dog, Swarmed by Titans, Falling Debris. You want to stack the momentum with this Sasha and being able to get tons of value, because you can discard a card for X speed or X damage, which is equal to the momentum that you have. This character can give pretty good stats on top of Monster versus Machine is a really good addition here, just because it adds to your defense. I just wanted to point out this Sasha list, because I thought it was really cool, because this is just a character that we haven't really seen in forever. And as someone who played this Sasha, I just wanted to shout it out.
I wanted to randomly point out that we have a Sung Jin Woo.
That is true. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, Sung Jin was with the Shadow Monarch tree. He's been seeing a lot more play, because it is the better skill tree to play compared to the assassin one. The assassin skill tree is just too slow. The Shadow Monarch tree is just a lot faster, and the attacks that you just get to play with Sung Jin Woo, they're pretty dope.
Yeah, they're a lot cooler than what came in just the straight Challenger series, and getting to choose between them. I mean, the Shadow Monarch bundle really moved him up quite a bit.
Yeah, I definitely think he's still in like the rogue tier, but he's definitely moved up because of the Shadow Monarch tree. I like the assassin skill tree, but again, it's just too slow. And I did try to play that skill tree with the new cards that came out in that bundle. It was better because of grinding overtime. You just get to level up a lot more consistently. Even then, it wasn't quite enough. It made it better, made it easier, but it still wasn't enough.
But at the same time, yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Curious. I was gonna say, somebody surely out there is probably trying to be a Sung Jin Woo one trick, and definitely I think they've probably figured out which matchups, or at least would be getting to that time where which matchups you're supposed to just be assassin and which ones you're supposed to be the Shadow Monarch tree.
Yeah, I actually did a discussion about that at Worlds. Someone actually said that they sided into the assassin skill tree against Tyner because Tyner was a lot slower of a match, a lot more of a crawl. So you actually got to see all your levels and got to fight back against Tyner, which was very interesting. I thought that was very cool.
No, that makes sense. Like if they're trying to basically double breaker you could just go, yeah, for this turn I don't want to get double breakered. I'm just going to build 3 and level. I'm going to do that again because you're trying to get a bunch of value from that out of me, and I'm just not going to let you do it yet.
A lot of cool stuff in the second LC, which going into the third LC that was at Kobolds Keep, we actually had, let's see here, a capacity of 10 players, and it looks like it cut to top 4. We had Grant Emery on Pony winning this LC. And Pony actually received an errata however long ago. The clearing for Pony being a once per turn. I know that errata happened, and a lot of people didn't really pay much mind to Pony anymore.
Yeah, and like I know a lot of people kind of fell off of it at the time. I want to point out, if you look at the top 4, the 3 undefeated at locals guys who are here are all playing Pony.
That is true. That is true.
It's just George playing a different character, and he is playing Gigan, another newcomer to this set of.
Let's go, Space Chicken!
Space bladed arm chicken. With a lot of cool, that character's really cool too. I think that's really interesting.
Late game, I'm just gonna draw a bunch of cards every time an attack hits.
Yeah, Gigan gets out of control. If you let Gigan get he takes a step, you give him a step, he takes a mile.
For sure.
I think Gigan's one of the more interesting characters from the newest set.
I think that's probably true. I think he has a higher ceiling than we've seen. I think there's definitely some really cool ideas to be had for him. He needs one card, and I think he just blows up in how good he is. They're all basically, it looks like, I just did a quick look. Wasn't trying to be exact, but it does look like they're all running the same list for undefeated locals.
Oh, okay. Just kind of going over the list. It is definitely looking like it.
Yeah, there might be a couple cards different, but it definitely looks like they're on the same symbol, on the same.
I'm seeing a lot of the same attacks. I'm seeing Queen of the Monsters, Hunter's Ally, Electric Moth, Lethal Slash. The attacks looks like the attacks are very consistent between all the lists. So I mean it's really cool to just see that Pony's still kicking it. Was not expecting to see Pony at all at an LC.
I'm not assuming it would be there at all.
Yeah. I mean, but Pony's very cool. There was a point in time where I was gonna pick up Pony, but didn't, because I was like, counter character. We've had a couple of those. Those aren't great.
Was a time
Silly me.
Was a time where Andrew was going to pick Pony up, and then he said, "Doing well at tournaments? No thanks. I don't like that at all."
Not my style. Being good at card games, winning events.
That's not a me thing.
That's not
my
me.
brand. No, I remember playing Pony at sealed release, the pre-release event, and it being really cool, though definitely very, very hard. And I remember for me, I was just like, oh man, this seems like way too much thinking. I don't know that I want to put that in to each round forever. But I mean, eventually they just made an uber aggro list that just says I'm gonna drop my hand and see what happens. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should have just waited a little bit and let somebody else cook on it.
The last time I played against Pony was actually at the Stark Dark community event last year. I actually played against Disaster Dan. I think that was like the first time I played against Pony in like a long time, and Pony was still doing Pony things, right? Even with, and I'm pretty sure that was after the errata that Pony received. I'm pretty sure she's still doing what she does best, kicking people's faces in.
She's still got a little bit of life left in her before she is relegated to Hero 2 only. So we'll see if she actually gets to top anything else. Maybe the undefeated guys are coming to Vegas with this. Maybe this is what they think will do well.
Honestly, so in. I would love to see that. But moving on to the next LC here, that was at Silk Road Gaming. We actually had the event, the capacity was 16, and it cut to top 4. With Corey taking the win with Reiner, Braun, Marley, Shield. Reiner 3, who actually won Chicago. We also have Mitchell Cimino, Justin Martin on Mitchell Cimino, the character. We had Frank G on Benimaru, which love seeing Benimaru. Even after ulti combo rotating, it's really cool to see people still sticking with Benimaru because I think the character is pretty cool. We have yet again King Ghidorah 2 showing up in the top cut for an LC. Didn't make the top cut of the previous LC, so not exactly a four streak.
But it's pretty close, and they've been in 3 of the top 4, but have not won any of them. So they're still definitely a contender.
But with Reiner Braun 3, looking at the attack lineup, at least looking at the deck list here, it seems pretty standard. A lot of decks on order, even Nagoriyuki that got second place at Worlds was playing Bloodsucking Universe, obviously because it's Nagoriyuki's UR, but also Inventor's Creation with Thunderspear Barrage.
Yeah, because they're trying to like do this fake speed/damage change. Inventor's Creation letting the steal things for like throw.
Yeah, it basically lets you with Inventor's Creation, you get to remove Thunderspear Barrage for the Echo, and then once you Echo it, you then remove Bloodsucking Universe for tension and throw to get the tension Roman cancel, and then it's a throw, so it's going to be dealing damage. But it's just kind of to set up your momentum later for like another Thunderspear Barrage, or hell, even a Walk the Dog to be dropped later if you need 3 more damage.
Very true, very true. And then we've got like the fighter jets to try and get rid of some of the power tokens that your opponents are going to be using. I think that's a little less necessary than it was, but it's still probably worth considering.
I mean, it is it is another card type to have in the stage for Reiner Braun's transformation requirement.
For sure, that too.
And with power tokens being in the game now, it's a lot easier and more consistent for Reiner 3 to transform. Being able to have your attacks get, what would it be, 5 damage, I think, max? Because you have your character, the power token, asset backup foundation, yeah, you'd have 5 damage static to all your attacks. Is pretty sick. On top of the fact that whenever Reiner Braun transforms, whenever an attack's played, you can have your rival commit or flip a foundation. To just so it's just it answers the board very easily. And this is the character that I think a lot of people are looking at to take Tot's place. Especially since Reiner Braun did beat Tot in Chicago for the win of the regional. So I think a lot of people have got eyes on Reiner 3.
Yeah, I think Reiner is the current maybe favorite or front runner. But I wouldn't necessarily count out some of these other characters that we're seeing. Kind of getting these glow ups, because we definitely could see them come up with something, or somebody just out of nowhere with something that just goes, oh, I can beat Reiner Braun.
Yeah, I mean, if you can beat Reiner Braun, then you've probably got strong legs in this race. What? Anyway,
ignore him.
As I try to do in my everyday life.
I'm trying to figure out legs in this race. So, like, are you racing?
Strong legs in these races.
You're racing, Reiner?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
To the finish line.
Yeah, to the finish line.
Well, like,
a metaphor.
Okay. Anyway, you were saying.
It does seem like this whole group was probably MGLA. I'm not actually sure if the Ghidorah 3-headed monster was. They definitely used a tag that has MGLA in it, but
I didn't even notice it. That's pretty funny, actually.
But I'm not sure if they are part of the team or trying to be antagonistic to the team.
Or both.
Yeah.
Or both. No, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I noticed that pretty much immediately. I was like, that's interesting.
But moving on to the next LC at CP Collectibles.
Combat Power, baby.
Combat Power. It had an attendance of 13 players, and it cut to top 4 with Carlos F on Reiner 3 taking the win for the LC. Another Reiner victory here. But then we have Spencer on Shin Godzilla, which I think is very cool to see.
Mm-hmm. I think that one's random. We actually had 2 Shin Godzillas there, apparently.
We did.
Hang Lee from Team Combat Power, so at his home turf, he was also playing a Shin Godzilla.
2 Shin Godzillas in top 4. That's actually very cool. I was kind of high on this character when he was first revealed, and then I played against Shin Godzilla a couple times, and I never experienced rage fast enough, actually. This character made me quite mad. I never really got to play the game. So seeing 2 Shin Godzilla here, I guess shouldn't be all too surprising, since Shin Godzilla can control the board, especially with the death symbol, that's like Death's thing.
Yeah, for sure. I actually, for Spencer's a local of mine, so I get to hang out with him. I actually played with him the day before the event, and we talked about the deck some. So there's a lot of cool, like, I got to experience the awfulness that was this deck to be up against. It was pretty rough at times.
Yep.
But for sure, like, using Keiko's Aid to stop a turn, using Titan's Flight to make something a little bit faster so that they can't easily block it, destroying with Monster Deep, with the Beast Titan appears, causes Fatal Cleave, getting in a good determined advance and having that extra momentum to spend on other effects in the future. Like, there's a lot of cool effects that go on in this deck. There's a lot of fun. Fun stuff.
And like, I just want to kind of point out, like, the sort of glow up that Mikasa's Fatal Cleave has had. I think when the set dropped, AOT 3, when the set dropped, I feel like maybe Mikasa's Fatal Cleave got a couple eyes looking at it, but never really like no one ever committed to really using the card. And here lately, within the last few set releases, I think a lot of people have been like really hyped up on the card. And I mean, it's pretty good. Just once you slam the attack down, I mean, who's really going to be holding any low blocks? Because I mean, it is a low attack. But
no one ever has blocked a low attack.
Never in their life. With the response that it can just, you get to target pick what foundation your rival blows up is big, especially in Shin Godzilla, who just says, yeah, man, you lost a foundation. I will gain a health and a power token. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, and it's also got kick. So there's this one of Solo Pro to give some extra speed.
That's true.
To get that in more. So it's basically a 606. If it hits destroy, and then they can use the Solo Pro to
pop another
one that the opponent gets to choose. So there's definitely some cool stuff.
Yeah, I just think the Mikasa's Fatal Cleave has just had a bit of a glow up because now I feel like we've been seeing it everywhere, and Dex I can run it obviously.
For sure. And then also, of course, Oxygen Destroyer, you get that second pop.
Just fixed risky encounter.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, with powerful 3 on it, but
I mean that's fine. You got to have the momentum to spend
right?
it.
So we have this like Mikasa's Fatal Cleave. Oh, you didn't block it. That was my second blow up. Let me play Oxygen Destroyers. Do you have any lows? Did you just decide to lose stuff for fun?
Yeah, you're basically just zone checking. It's like Fatal Cleave hit. You got any lows, bro?
Because like there's definitely a pretty simple line as a 7-hander of Mikasa's Fatal Cleave. It gets like half blocked or something because it's like it's like for 6 or 8 damage. Popped something using your myriad of foundations that blow up stuff. You Oxygen Destroyer, and then you play a Trigraph from hand and just go, well, show me what you do have since you don't want to block.
Yeah.
Show me what you actually have in hand. Let me figure out what I can still use to kill you.
Yeah, figure out what's going on here. Now, love seeing the Shin Godzilla. 2 of them in top 4. Again, that's very interesting. A quick shout out to Kang Lee with I had the card Ravages of War right there.
That card's so cool.
This card's so cool. It is so potent in Shin Godzilla because it just says, yeah, man, lose a momentum, lose a card in your hand, lose a card in your stage. I'm going to gain a health and get a power token. I'm going to give this 2 damage. You're going to take it. You're going to blow up another thing. And then because I'm going to commit Shin Godzilla, gain a health power token. So much value in this one attack.
I'm also looking. Is this a 4 checks deck? The Kang Lee's.
Oh, it sure is.
It's 4 diffs. So,
that's actually interesting.
So they've got Too Big to Contain, Armor Titan attacks, Knockdown Blow,
Keep No Return, and Chomp. Also 4 checks.
You got the Cape of No Return to protect yourself. Chomps, of course. Will just destroy stuff. Monsters of the Deep that destroy stuff. There's a lot of cool options here. Destroy emerges to, I think it sacks power tokens to sack a thing.
Yes, it's sack it and then sack X amount of power tokens.
Yeah, and sack something of its power.
Yes.
So, or its difficulty.
Yes. Now, this is very cool. I really liked seeing both of these here. And again, Ravages of War, sick card.
Yeah, totally. Definitely a really cool one.
And then the last LC that I'm looking at here from Plunder Gaming had an attendance of 16 players, and it cut to top 4. And we have Jeffrey Kahn, who took the win with Angriris. Angriris?
Angriris.
The Angie boy. A good old Angie dragon. This is a character that kind of a lot of people looked at just being diet Godzilla King of the Monsters. I mean, in a way, kind of is. But it also hasn't had much of a showing like Tot did. I think probably around like the set's release, I think a lot of people were really high on Angie. But then I think once everyone figured out about Tot, they're like, they pulled the Toy Story Andy meme. I don't want to play with you anymore. They moved on to Titan of Terror. So I think it's quite possibly with Tots errata, people shift back over to Angie.
Yeah, I could see a little bit of that going on. I also saw Broberg, Kevin Broberg was on Pumat Soul.
Yeah, another potent character.
Yeah, strong character that kind of got put to the side and maybe is going to see some more play. This is our third or fourth Mothra, I think, in the LCs.
Yeah, because actually we didn't mention it in. Yeah, we didn't mention it in the previous LC, but there was also a Mothra in the top 4 in that one as well, which I think Mothra again could be a character that rises up. Which
was already doing well, right?
Yeah, a very defensive character.
Gang.
All right, okay.
Oh, what, Andrew? Yeah. You don't like the Mothra gang? You a problem? You anti-Mothra, buddy?
He's
I bet you wish Titan of Terror didn't get errated.
I do not slander me like that.
I think I remember having a conversation with Andrew. You know, I was like, "Yeah, Titan of Terror, kind of rough," and he goes, "Don't you touch Titan of Terror!"
He's like, dumbass.
I've never.
He's balanced. You leave my boy alone. And I think he was also cradling like a Godzilla Titan of Terror looking pillow.
Anyway, we're moving on.
If we want to talk about another interesting thing on here, Marcus T was playing my Tenkin.
Yeah.
Sleeping Prodigy.
This man apes. Yes, very interesting. I've played with this character a couple times myself, and I'm not too crazy about 5-handers, but playing my Tenkin, he's pretty sick. And also, he's a 5-hander with an asterisk. He can actually be an 8-hander, which feels pretty good. This character is actually a lot cooler than I originally gave him credit for when we were first looking at the KOF decks. But yeah, it's very cool to see this character here. Playing Queen of the Monsters, Electric Moth, Senses Ho, that's his rare. Makes sense. Sword Get Longer is, I think, is a really cool. Is a really cool.
Yeah, a good old fashioned callback. Spirit Slash. Thrashabout, which I'm not sure what that card does actually.
Thrashabout, I believe, if that is the one I'm thinking of, is whenever it is played, it will let you target flip a rival foundation. Yes, Thrashabout, after you play this card, flip one rival foundation. And it works on block, so if you block with it, you get to target flip.
Okay, it's that one. Okay.
Yeah, it is not reciprocate. That is the 3 high 7, 3 mid 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like this Power of Love that's in this list.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Power of Love is a kind of a sleeper card, honestly.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised I didn't see as much play at the time. Maybe because it only cancels certain.
Yeah, the response is whenever your rival plays a non-character ability that would cancel your enhancer response, cancel it. It's a cancel for a cancel. For other TCG heads, I use this comparison a lot. It's Battering Laser from like OG Dragon Ball Super that just says, yeah, I'm gonna do this thing to stop your thing. I'm gonna Battering Laser. I'm gonna cancel your cancel. It's just kind of like that scenario. On top of the fact that enhanced commit, you can it only seals very specific symbol foundation, death, evil, or void. But death and void and a little bit of evil now. I think there's some relevant
death and void
foundations. Sure. Yes, those two symbols for sure. There are relevant foundations to shut off. I ran this in Vex 2. It was really cool to bring this in with Hunter's Ally, or now with Team Hero if I don't have any other target. It's pretty sick. Like, I kind of surprised we're not seeing a bit more of this card. I mean, I understand why, because it's just very limited what it does.
I'm a little surprised mostly because, like you said, canceling the cancel, there's some definitely really good like buttons that get canceled. Like,
it's a tenacious effect, so you can commit to seal something and you still have that cancel to cancel. On top of the fact it destroys itself. So if you're on any of the symbols, if you're on good for Team Hero, you could just build Power Love back in to get your cancel of cancels back.
For sure.
So yeah, I think that Power of Love is a sleeper hit. I think that card is pretty sick. Speaking of sleeper hit, analytical observation. I think a lot of people are starting to kind of look at this card just because it can answer block tricks really well. You're gonna breaker me? No, don't do that. You have a cool response, like on block response of just like minus speed to the next or whatever? No, don't do that. Any cool block tricks? Analytical observation just gets to say, no, that doesn't exist. Especially with Protector of Life now, which is a really potent action. Whenever you block with it, the attack deals no damage, and you get a power token. Analytical observation says, no, you don't get those cool words. Yep, just flip it. No cool words. I know you try to use it as throw hate, but no, not quite. Take half, dummy. So I really liked seeing that for sure.
I think we're starting to see more with some of these cards or that used to see a little less play or no play at all that seem a little bit more niche as the card pool is kind of narrowed out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
After rotation and everything, I really feel like we are seeing a little bit more return to some of these niche cards, which I think is
I agree.
Pretty good idea. It's pretty good.
Yes, especially with Tots errata that we've been talking about all episode. I think with his errata, a lot more people are experimenting on what can make it now that Tot is not really gone, but not going to be as prevalent,
but possibly forgotten.
Yes, exactly.
Definitely
so I think probably not. I mean, we did have a few Tots in some of these LCs, so I think people are still trying to see if he's got the legs, but
the sauce,
I think, yeah, I do like that we're seeing a bit of this experimentation with other characters, seeing other characters like highlighted in these top cuts for the LCs. It's very cool to see. Which we touched on it a bit ago. Pumat Soul, not exactly like experimenting because Pumat has been exactly. He's been around for. He's been around the block a little bit ever since 3M got printed in the Turtle set. He's been kind of bobbing up and down, kind of peeking out over the ledge. But here recently has been a decent contender against Tot with the 3M strategy. So there is a world that Pumat actually kind of takes the reign as best deck. Because I mean the character is very potent. So even with that, like you just have all these other characters showing up.
I also think like Pumat's that kind of character that had a really good game plan once something like 3M was printed, which was kind of like the silver bullet we were saying he needed when we were first seeing him, or at least, I know we brought it up. A bunch of people brought it up. Like, this is the thing he needs to be viable. That came out, but then it also came out with a different gun to just deliver it much easier than he could. And now that we've gotten rid of that gun, we've banned that gun.
Question for both of you. I already know, but
42
at home, what is 3M?
You're right. 3M is a massive mutant machine. Is a 7 difficulty 5 check on the infinity symbol that has enhance, commit.
Enhance.
This attack gets +5 speed and +5 damage.
Yes.
It also has deflect 3. Yes, and it has deflect on it.
Yeah, it is. This attack gets 5 speed, 5 damage, so you can commit it for 5.
To kill themselves, and they never did. Crazy.
Yeah. So with 3M, of course, it's shortened to 3M just because, 3 words. They all 3 start with M. 3M. Tomato, tomato. Bada bing, bada boom.
Gamers are lazy. They don't want to use words.
Exactly. Why use more word with few word do trick?
Few words do trick.
So another card that actually gets paired with 3M is Pristine Swordplay. Tarian's UR from the Exandria set. It has a blitz that you can ready an asset that hasn't been readied yet. So before you play Pristine, if you use 3M, you can then play Pristine, ready it back, and get to use it again. but also it has the enhance that you can sack an asset and give pristine swordplay damage equal to its difficulty of the destroyed asset. So
7.
Yeah, which is 7 damage on top of the 5/5 that you're already giving it. So you're giving pristine swordplay 5/12.
I give it a 1
like,
out of
2.
5.
Not quite a 1 out of 5.
It's kind of more like a 5 out of 12.
Yeah, pretty much. So that is a potent combo. That is a potent combo. That is pretty common with 3M. But now.
Along with things like dramatic slash to build it from the discard pile, since we no longer have the equipment heist to just get it for free from anywhere.
I mean, we also don't have dramatic slash anymore because that was a jet burn.
You're right. That just left, so we don't get to use that. But that was also being used a lot. I remember
that was an option as well. Yeah, because on air you get to run dramatic slash and pristine swordplay and do the 3M strategy. So that was also a way to kind of have the strategy be a bit more consistent. But
for sure,
that card's gone. So now it's just like, all right, if you want to do 3M, have order, play pristine swordplay, profit. That is all the LCs that we have at the moment. Again,
we're going to be going on.
Again, we do have the Las Vegas regional just around the corner. Kind of wanted to touch up a little bit, just a tiny bit, on what the schedule is like for the event. All kinds of side events for all 3 days. If I remember right, there's actually going to be a Hero 2 1K.
That's true. It's going to be on Sunday at noon. I believe it's actually on the schedule now.
Yeah, it's not on the splash art, but if you go to the UVS Games website and look at the Las Vegas regional tab, scroll down to the schedule, you'll actually be able to see a link for the event on, I believe it's live on UGN right now.
Yes, it is. It definitely is on there because they were saying to sign up.
Yeah. I believe that's at noon. Because just before that is the Retro 1K, which super excited to just see Retro getting some love. As someone on the team that is a Retro enjoyer, even though I haven't played Retro in like a long time, but I enjoy the idea of Retro, and when people just share their Retro decks with me, I get all giddy and just like, yo, that's messed up. That's sick, though. I love it. I will always remember, I think this was 2024 Nats. Unfortunately, I forget their name, but they beat the crap out of me with Edge Shot, which was dope to see in its own right. But he then proceeded to talk about retro decks with me, about like what he had with Jackie Briggs from Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
And just hearing it, like his strategies and like what he can do, I was like, that's so funny, that's so sick. It kind of degenerate, but you know, that's kind of what retro is. It's got a lot of degeneracy to whenever you ask a standard player, but it's so cool though.
Yeah, like every time I get told about a retro deck, they're like, "Yeah, this thing's so cool," and they're like, "It basically steals my opponent's lunch money, and also it kicks them out of the venue." And I'm like, I guess that's maybe fun.
And if the stars align, I get to steal their car.
I could take their wallet, and I'm like, man, that's hardcore.
That's hardcore. Why would you do that? I just showed up to play a card game.
Yeah, like, why would you do this to somebody else?
No, I love seeing the retro love, and hopefully we just see more of it throughout the rest of this OP season. Which
for sure, I'm excited for those. I'm excited for this Hero 2 1K.
Yes.
To see how it does, like attendance wise, etc. See if maybe people are, like maybe we'll see more Hero 2 stuff going forward. Maybe we'll see rolling 1Ks on the Sunday, the retro and Hero 2, just doing both.
It would be sick to see, and I know a lot of people have been expressing a lot of love for Hero 2, which honestly the format's very cool, and I wish I could play more of it. I actually haven't really dabbled really any time into it. I have a list that I'm trying to cook up to make good, but I haven't really gone anywhere with it. I would love to play Hero 2 at some point.
Honestly, I'm just curious to see you trying to make a list good.
All right. I'm already crying on the ground. Thanks. Appreciate it. Another event I kind of wanted to shout out just a little bit. I guess you could say it's a fan favorite of the community, the Cube,
with 5 U's.
With 5, is it 5? I'm pretty sure it's just 4 U's.
It's just 4.
All right, you get your numbers right, Brian.
Arguably, there's 5 in the whole announcement because it's the Cube, and then it says Nick Reagan Cube Draft.
Oh, okay. There's the 5th. There's the 5th U. You got me.
It's a separate word.
You got me.
Yeah, I mean, I know Nick did that. Not Nick Reagan, different Nick. Obviously, friend of the channel. He did it at Worlds. I believe that was a World. Yeah, it was a Worlds event. I was trying to think about it. And he said it was really cool. Sounds like he had a lot of fun. It definitely seems really interesting.
I haven't played it at all and don't really know anything about it other than I see the word draft. I'm personally not too crazy about draft. I don't hate draft, but I definitely am not the first person in line for any sort of draft event.
Because he hates draft.
Because he hates draft.
It's because I hate draft.
Because of the implication.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in with that one.
Now, yeah, I'm a big fan of sealed stuff, so I'm surprised I haven't really made the time to do the Cube, especially now that it's being run as a side event and stuff. I know also on Friday is Teams.
Yep.
The Premier Teams event where you can win your belt is on Friday, and then of course they're doing 3v3s. I'm waiting for when they do a random 3v3 event, but at the same time, 3v3 is a little rough. I don't know if it'll ever get pushed as much as Teams and retro, etc., because it's definitely a different beast.
Just gonna shape up to be a very exciting weekend in good old Las Vegas. Aside from the gambling and everything. But it's going to be a good time, I'm sure.
Andrew, we call that opening packs. Don't call it gambling anymore.
Oh, my bad.
That's true.
I'm still going to call it gambling, though.
You can still call them degenerate. You just shouldn't call them gamblers.
Oh. All right, well, I'll have to make some changes before I go out to Vegas.
For sure.
But we'll definitely be there. The team responsible play will be at Vegas, so look out for us.
To it and look for us.
But that's going to be it for today's episode.
No, look out for us because
we'll be right behind you.
We'll be right behind you. That's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening in, watching. Greatly appreciate your guys' time. If you're over on Spotify, please rate the podcast. Helps us out a lot. On YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know down in the comments what you're most excited for at Las Vegas, or what character you think will take the top spot. Yeah.
And why.
Or even just take Vegas.
And why you think it's going to be Titan of Terror.
I mean, who knows?
If you choose Titan of Terror, please tell us exactly why you think that'll be.
Yeah, I'm very, very curious to hear about that.
But if you choose anybody else, still please tell us why you think that will be.
Exactly. But with all said and done, I'm Andrew. Time to gamble.
I've been Jake. Vegas, please look out for me.
And I've been Bryan. Look out for Jake.
Wait, where's the other guy?